Okay, hello everyone. My name is Elia Yunita Sari. My student number is 202474790112. And this video was made as a requirement for taking the mid test of academic speaking. And today I want to share with you how to deliver a speech effectively. If you are the outline, first, why delivery matters. Second, vocal delivery, key elements. Body language, and handling Q&A session. Why delivery matters. Speech delivery is really about nonverbal communication. It's how you use your voice and body to express the message behind your words. And great delivery doesn't call attention to itself. It helps your audience focus on your ideas clearly and engagingly without distractions. And now let's talk about your voice. To speak well, you need to control some of key elements of voice. First, let's talk about volume. You can finding your right volume. So the question is, how loud should you be? You can adjust your voice based on the size of your audience and how much background noise there. If you speak too loudly, you might come off as aggressive or overwhelming. But if you speak too softly, your audience might miss your message entirely. So the goal is simple. Make sure everyone in the room can hear you comfortably. And next, let's talk about pitch. Pitch is how high or low your voice sounds. Pitch is controlled by how fast your vocal cords vibrate. The faster they vibrate, the higher the pitch. Slower they vibrate, the lower the pitch. We call changes in pitch inflections. And that's a powerful tool for expressing meaning and emotion. You can vary your pitch to match the emotion, emphasis, and meaning of your words. This will keep your audience engaged and help your message land more effectively. And next, control your speaking rate. Rate is how fast or slow you speak. The best rate depends on a few things: your own voice, the audience, the mood you want to create, and the occasion. If you talk too slowly, your audience may get bored or lose focus. But if you talk too fast, they might not be able to follow you. So keep your rate under control. Next, it's about pauses. Pauses helps your audience process an idea. It marks the end of a thought, and sometimes it adds drama or emphasis that no word ever could. When you practice your own speech, focus on two things. First, pauses are natural breaks at the end of a sentence or an idea, not in the middle of a thought, because it can confuse your listeners. And second, try not to fill the silence with frivolous pauses like words or because frivolous pauses can actually distract your audience and might even make you sound unsure or less credible. And next, we move to vocal variety. And why vocal variety is important. When you speak, you want your voice to have interest and expression, right? That means changing your rate, pitch, and volume, mixing things up so your audience stay hooked. And next, we talk about pronunciation and articulation. Pronunciation is something we all struggle with from time to time. And most of us trip over words that we know perfectly well on paper but just don't say correctly out loud. And sometimes we mispronounce words just out of habit. And what's tricky is most of the time we don't even realize we are saying a word wrong. And now let's talk about articulation, which is related to but not the same as pronunciation. Articulation is about how clearly you form each sound when you speak. If your articulation is sloppy, your speech sounds unclear or mumble, and it can cause people to misunderstand. And most of languages have dialect. Dialect usually come from a person's regional or ethnic background. So, when is it okay to use a dialect in public speaking? The answer is depends mostly on your audience. If you use a strong regional or ethnic dialect with an audience that doesn't share it, there could be problems. Listeners might make unfair judgment about your personality, intelligence, or communicate. And if your audience knows and accepts your dialect, it can actually help you connect with them. And the next is body language, which can either support or distract for your message. The first thing you have to do is you have to maintain your good posture. You can standing with a good posture and be confident. Dress appropriately for your audience and occasion because your appearance sends a message even before you speak. Use your facial expressions to show enthusiasm and connection. Use your natural gestures to emphasize points, but don't overdo it. And very importantly, make eye contact. Looking at your audience help build trust and keeps their attention. And sometimes, after your speech, there will be a question and answer session. This can really make or break your presentation. So here are how to prepare and handle it well. You can think about what questions your audience might ask while you prepare your speech. You can write down the answer and practice delivering them clearly and briefly. Okay, during the Q&A, listen carefully to each question. And if it's unclear, ask for a clarification or repeat it in your own words. And always answer the entire audience, not just the person who asked. Be honest, if you don't know the answer, say so, don't bluff. Offer to find out later or invite someone more knowledgeable to help. And keep your answers brief and polite, even if questions seems critical. And you can stay calm and respectful. Last, you have to manage time by allowing only one or two questions per person. And don't let anyone dominate the session. The conclusions are good delivery combines voice control and confident body language. Prepare and handle Q&A session graciously. And the third, practice to help you communicate your ideas clearly and confidently. So here is the reference that I use for this slide. I used the book from Stephen Lucas, The Art of Public Speaking. And thank you very much for listening. See you.